Have you ever carried a weight so heavy that at some point you simply didn't want to carry it anymore? Reiner Braun was the perfect warrior. Strong, determined, the guy who never wavered in front of others. From childhood, he dreamed of one single thing: becoming a warrior, inheriting the armored titan, and saving his mother from the humiliating life she lived as an Eldian married to a Marleyan. That dream was his fuel. It was what justified everything. But there's a moment in Attack on Titan that very few people talk about with the depth it deserves. A moment with no explosion, no titan, no epic battle. Just a man, a gun, and a trigger he almost pulled. Reiner puts the pistol in his mouth, pauses, breathes, and can't do it. But why did he get there? Think about it with me. Reiner spent years infiltrating paradis, pretending to be human, pretending to be a friend to Eren, Mikasa, Armin. And in the process, he didn't just pretend, he genuinely felt it. He built real connections. He laughed, suffered, almost died beside these people. And at the same time, he knew he was there to destroy all of it. That he was the one responsible for the mournings those people lived through, for the deaths, for the horror. Then comes the basement scene. Reiner confesses everything to Eren. He himself says, "Kill me." He was asking for a way out, because the guilt he carried wasn't the kind you can shove in a drawer and shut. It was the kind that wakes you up at 3 in the morning, that makes you look in the mirror and not recognize what's staring back. When he returns to Marley, things don't get better. They actually get worse. He looks at the new warriors, children filled with the same dream he once had, and knows exactly what's going to happen to them. He knows what this system does to innocent people, and he can't do anything about it. Then comes the scene. He's alone in the room. Falco is sleeping outside, and Reiner picks up the gun. That is not a scene of weakness. It's actually one of the most honest scenes in the entire anime, because Hajime Isayama wasn't showing a villain falling apart. He was showing a broken human being, a guy who was shaped by a cruel system since childhood, who was used, who used others, and who in the end no longer knew who he was or what he deserved. What stopped the trigger? Falco calling out to him from outside. A child, the same innocence he once had. And that says everything. Because sometimes it's not a grand revelation that holds us back. It's not an epic turning point. It's a simple voice from the other side of a closed door, reminding us that there's still something beyond the pain. Reiner is one of the most complex characters ever created in anime. Not because he's good or evil, but because he's too human. He carries contradictions we recognize, even if we've never been through anything like it. The guilt of hurting the people he loved, the exhaustion of living as someone else, the desire to simply stop. And Isayama had the courage to show that without romanticizing, without glorifying. He just exposed the wound. So, here's the question I can't stop thinking about. If Falco hadn't called out to him in that moment, what would have become of Attack on Titan's entire story?